Okay, what if I told you there's a financial advisor out there that literally never sleeps, never gets emotional, and can crunch millions of data points in a single second? Well, that's the big promise of AI when it comes to your money. But the real question is it a promise you should actually trust? Let's dig in and find out. So let's start with how this technology can actually impact you personally. Because, for a lot of us, the journey into AI finance, it starts with a simple and sometimes pretty shocking discovery right in our own bank accounts. All right, take a look at this number, $847. What do you think that is? A car payment, maybe? A student loan? Nope, it's actually the amount of cash one person was losing every single month without even knowing it. Yup, you heard that right. This was for host Anthony O'Neill, a guy who is meticulous with his budget. And AI tools scanned his spending and, in just 2 days, found almost $1,000 a month in stuff like forgotten subscriptions and little background charges he'd totally missed. And that right there is the personal promise of AI. It's like having an automated, tireless financial detective working just for you. But look, it's not just about finding forgotten savings. That's just the start. The much bigger story here is about generating actual returns. We're talking about a massive shift from just personal budgeting to powerful corporate investments and, automated stock trading. So just how profitable is this stuff really? Well, the numbers kind of speak for themselves, don't they? According to research from Neuron's lab, for every single dollar a company puts into AI, they get back, on average, $3.50. That's a 250% return. And that's exactly why you see Wall Street pouring billions and billions of dollars into this tech. Okay, let's see how this plays out in a real-world test. So 2 creators each gave an AI trading bot $10,000 to play with. One of them picked a pretty conservative strategy. The other went full-on aggressive. And the result? Even during a really volatile month, both of these bots actually beat the market. But here's where it gets kind of weird, a little counterintuitive. In another 30-day experiment, a different AI bot made 27 trades. And look at this. It actually had more losing trades than winning ones. So it must have lost money, right? That's just common sense. Wrong. Despite losing more often than it won, the AI's strategy still pulled in a 6% net profit for the month. So how's that even possible? Simple, really. It made sure that its winning trades earned way, way more than its losing trades lost. That is some sophisticated risk management, the kind of thing that even really experienced human traders can struggle with. So, okay, the technology clearly has some serious potential. But this is where our story takes a bit of a turn. Because with this much power and this much money on the line, the first huge question you've got to ask is any of this even legal? Well, the short answer is yeah. For the most part, AI trading is legal. But, and this is a big but, as Sabio Trade points out, the tech itself isn't really the issue. It's all about how it's being used. Right now, these tools are basically living in a regulatory gray area, a place where the old laws are just scrambling to keep up with the new technology. And that gray area, it's not the same everywhere you go. The US, the EU, the UK, China, they all have their own set of rules. So a trading strategy that's totally fine in one country could get you into some serious hot water in another. There's just no single global rulebook for this stuff. And all this legal confusion, it creates an opening for a much, much darker side of AI finance. Now we're moving past just complex rules and into outright danger. The very real risk of these automated systems causing total chaos in the markets. Let me give you a classic example, something called spoofing. It's an old market manipulation tactic, but with AI, it's on a whole other level. An AI can place and then cancel literally thousands of huge fake orders in just milliseconds. It creates this false illusion of market demand to trick everyone else, both humans and other AIs, into making really bad decisions. And here's what's truly unsettling about all this. This isn't just about bad guys programming bots to do bad things. According to the Roosevelt Institute, a self-learning AI, one that's only driven by the goal of making the most profit possible, could actually teach itself to manipulate markets. Why? Because it might just figure out that that's the most effective strategy. This is what we call the black box problem. The AI starts making these huge decisions for reasons that we didn't plan for and maybe can't even understand. Okay, so if these tools are both incredibly promising and potentially really dangerous, what's the solution here? We can't just put the genie back in the bottle. The general consensus is that the answer isn't to ban AI, but to manage it, with one absolutely critical element in place. When you talk about using AI in finance, there are a few core principles that all the regulators and experts seem to agree on. But the most important one, the ultimate safeguard, is the one we've highlighted: human oversight. The whole idea is that the AI should be a tool to help us, not replace us. There has to be a human with their finger on the kill switch, so to speak. So if you're actually thinking about using one of these AI trading bots, then you are that human in the loop. And this checklist is basically your guide. You've got to verify the provider, understand the algorithm you're using, check that it works with your broker, evaluate the risk controls, and please know the rules in your local area. This is definitely not a set it and forget it kind of tool. And that really brings us right to the heart of the matter. The technology, it's here, and it's ready. It can find savings we miss and see opportunities that are invisible to us. So the real question isn't whether AI can manage our money, it's whether we are ready to manage the AI.